In this video, we're going to take a look at a really simple plugin called Air Dynamic Delay. I chose this delay plugin because it really only has 3 large knobs, and these are the 3 main parameters of basically every delay that's out there. So let's check this out. I have this track from a previous video where we looked at reverb. I have reverb sends on every track. I have delay sends on every track. Even though I'm not using all the sends, they're there. And they're in expanded sends view. And you can see that for the saxophone part that I have soloed, I have the delay fader sort of cranked up a bit. And I have the reverb track muted so that we can concentrate on just hearing the delay. So I'll bring this down and let's just listen to what this plugin does. It's on the delay return track. And you can hear the delays, especially after I stop. So let's take a look at these 3 knobs. Number 1, there's a mix knob. Now, because this is on a return track, we actually want to crank that up to 100% delay. There are definitely times where you don't want it at 100%, but if it's on a return track and you put it at 100%, you can safely blend the dry signal here. If in the course of your mixing, you need to do a little more sculpting and move that mix knob back, that's fine. It's all right. Again, no mixing police. Over here we have the delay time, and it's got a button that says sync, and when that's lit up, you'll see that this has the number 4 in it, which means quarter note. If I move this knob, now this is 8D, which is a dotted 8th note rhythm, quarter note triplet rhythm, that's 4T, regular 8th note, 16th, dotted 16th note, that's 16D, 8th note triplet, and all the way down to just a single 16th note. And this will affect the rate of the delay. It's like the speed of the delay. And the 16th note delay at this speed doesn't really sound like a delay. It sounds like some kind of timbral shift. And it can go all the way up to 8/4, which is 2 whole bars. Now, the tricky part to this is that this session is not recorded to a click. And that's pretty common. So instead of using sync, I'm going to turn that off and use the seconds and milliseconds control here. So it goes all the way up to 4 seconds, which is kind of a long time for a delay. But maybe you would use that in some ambient textures. I'm going to put it back to something more reasonable, like maybe 250 milliseconds. Matter of fact, I'm just going to type that in. And let's listen to that. We can adjust. Not too bad. And then we have this feedback knob. And what this does is it controls how much of the delayed signal is fed back into the delay to cause more delays. So at 0, it sounds like this. Basically like not very much feedback, like 1 delay tap, maybe a couple of smaller taps after it. On the other hand, if I crank this up, it goes to 100%, which means it'll like not die out. It's just kind of hanging out there. And it is starting to die out. Some reverb plugins will allow you to go above 100%, and those are really fun to play with, but you have to be careful that you don't build up too much volume. Over here we have the feedback mode. Is it a mono feedback? Is it or a mono delay? Is it a stereo delay? Are they crossed? Does the left go to the right and vice versa? Let's play around with that. So I'm going to put this to stereo. Let's see if it sounds any different. It's a very subtle difference, but it's there. And then we have some controls in the middle. You can have a left-right ratio for your delays and the width of the delay, so you can further sculpt that delayed signal. There are high cut and low cut EQ controls. And then this we're not really going to get into, but this is an envelope modulator. It's also called an envelope follower. And basically what this does is this sort of ducks the delay until the main signal stops. And then it will echo the last little bit of that. We're not going to really get into that. It's a little advanced. Later on when we talk in the Audio Production 2 course about modulators and envelope followers, we'll revisit that. But this is a very basic plugin, but it's very powerful and it's a good one to use. If you understand mix, delay time, and feedback, then you're going to be fine with just about every delay that's out there.